Hey guys, this is part one of my series on building an ultimate Woodsball gun. I'm going to concentrate on building a hopper fed gun. I will also do some videos on my mag fed setups. So we're gonna start with the base, and the base is going to be Empire X. Why Empire X and not something else? Because the price, the simplicity of construction, the simplicity of maintenance, reliability and parts availability is unsurpassed. I do own Planet Eclipse Ether, and after having problems with solenoid and having other players come to me with problems with solenoids, and also reading about solenoid problems on PV Nation and M. Carter Brown and so on, basically multiple forums. There's a problem with a solenoid on Ether, and Planet Eclipse does not acknowledge it. They did a small blurb on, I believe, PB Nation about the original batch of the guns having like a defective or some sort of problematic solenoids. But I've had my solenoid replaced twice, and it has the same problem as Dam. And the problem is the solenoid operates very close to its maximum pressures, where there's a safety valve that's preset for a particular pressure that starts venting. So what's happening is, if you're shooting a small paint, let's say if you're shooting 685 paint and you're using 691 barrel, and a lot of kids do, you have to crank the pressure, the regulator pressure, way up to achieve the 295, 300 feet per second. And what's happening is, at this pressure, the relief valve starts venting in the solenoid. And if you don't notice it, if you play for a while, it seems that the spring in the valve wears out, and the valve starts venting at lower and lower pressure. So eventually you'll come to a condition where your Ether is shooting at 260 feet per second with a small barrel, with a matched barrel where your paint is the same size as the barrel, and you can only achieve 260, 270 feet per second, and then you can hear, and then if you crank up the regulator higher than that, it's going to start venting. So unfortunately I tried, and Planet Eclipse would not acknowledge this problem. So all they do is just recommend you to use smaller barrel. They do accept markers. If you do have this problem, they would take your marker in for replacement, but I've been told they only do it for the first year. So once your warranty runs out, you're on the hook for 80 bucks. So Ether goes out the window as a mid-range foundation for a Woodsball marker. So we're gonna start with Empire X. So Axe is obviously not without the flaws either. So the first flaw I notice is the board. This is the I board from Empire Axe. It's not conformal coated. Conformal coating means that there's an acrylic lacquer applied to all the metal surfaces and all the components to prevent corrosion from water, and also shorting from water getting into the gun. So that's the Axe I board. So, and the fix for this would be to get this acrylic conformal coating. You can get it online, you can get it from local electronics industrial suppliers. This thing is effectively translucent, like clear nail polish, but don't use clear nail polish, just get the right thing. I'm sure formulas are either identical or very close. So if you look at this board, you can see the shine there. I already painted the single layer of this, and what will happen is, the reason why I'm doing this is because if you have a break in the breech, the paint would run down the eye holes and sit between the pins here. And if you can see there, you can see the brown dots on this. Let me see what it is. That's a diode, that's an LED, and this is a photo transistor. So on the LED, you can see the brown kind of rust spots there. What's happening is, when the paint shorts the two pins, one of the pins starts dissolving, and you have basically electric corrosion going on, electrochemical corrosion between the pins. So one of the pins is being eroded, and another one is being electroplated. and eventually this will cause eye malfunction or failure. So my solution to that would be get conformal coating and paint the board. So you can see I covered all exposed metal. You don't need to paint where this green stuff is over the traces, because this is called solder mask. It's gonna protect, it's already working as an insulator, but you want to paint here, apply it here. Don't paint it over the connector, obviously, because you'll ruin it. Here, the components here, capacitor, and there's a little resistor there. There's a little resistor here. You can apply it in all those places. To apply it, you need very small amounts. So make sure you dry the brush as much as you can. A single drop can pretty much coat the whole board. And so there, I'm already drowning it right now. Yeah, let me take that off. So it's okay to paint right over the components. So yeah, do one side at a time, let it cure, and do the other side. So, but this is how you apply it basically. Right there, and that's it. So let it dry. It's about, let's say, half an hour. It's a good time, and then wipe the excess of the rubber there, and flip it around and do this side. So on this side, what you want to do is let me see if I can. Okay, so on this side, what you want to do is you want to paint the bottom 2/3 of the pins. Make sure that your acrylic coating, conformal coating, does not touch this plastic. Also, when you do paint this side, make sure you blow on the board for maybe 2 minutes, because the vapor, the solvent from the conformal coating can actually crack this translucent plastic. So your eyes will be cracked. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, this one is cracked here. So I do have a replacement board, but this is the risk. There was a crack already there, so the vapors got in the crack and made it worse. But the point is, make sure your conformal coating does not touch the translucent plastic. So leave about a millimeter gap there, and then start painting downwards. Just brush it down gently, and again, use very small amounts. You can put 2 coats just for quality coating. So, but this will ensure that if the paint runs down on the board and sits right here between the pins, there's no corrosion going on and no shorts going on. And this will just make your eye board last a little bit longer. So this is it for part 1, and I'll see you in part 2.